What is going on?
Don't start.
Don't start. All right. What's going on, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to a Friday edition of the Man Up Real Talk podcast. I am your host with the most, Mr. Mike Wiley, saying greetings and salutations to all of you, our faithful followers and listeners. I know it's Friday. Y'all ain't used to us being on Friday. Some of y'all is probably a little discombobulated, like, what's going on? Why y'all doing the show on Friday? I
It
wasn't
might be
expecting y'all to
Fridays,
be
you
on
all.
Friday. I don't. What's going on? It's okay. Don't adjust your Facebook and your YouTube. We are
Not at all.
live, and it's all right. It's okay. But we appreciate all of you all that take the time out to hang out with us and everything that you do to support this podcast. Every like, share, and click and download, and whatever it is that you do, we don't take it for granted because we know that had it not been for you, it wouldn't be no us. And we appreciate y'all. Now, for those of you all that may be joining us for the first time, first of all, welcome. I want to tell you to relax and to get ready to have some interesting conversation. If you're going to be defensive and if you're going to take offense to everything that's said, look, you just might as well just go ahead and just go back to TikTok.
Yeah, click off right now.
Just click, just click off right now, because we tend to say things that ruffle some feathers, and not intentionally. It's just that because we just speak from I believe a real point of view. And so, but if you're joining us for the first time, I appreciate you and thank you for joining. And for those of you all that's coming back for a second helping, like my beautiful niece Elena, God bless you, my darling.
Hey,
And
Elena.
I see the wife
What's
is in the
going
building.
on, Jackie, baby?
What's going on, my sister-in-law? Listen, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Need y'all to like, click, and share this video. It don't cost you nothing but time.
Please.
Jesus. 5 seconds to like, tag, and share somebody. That's all. And just by doing that, you support this podcast and you support this video immensely. And we just appreciate it. So if you're coming back and joining us for another helping, we say welcome back, because your boys is back on the air with the Man Up Real Talk podcast. And as you can see, joining me as always is my partner in crime, my brother-in-law, Mr. Philip Hines, a.k.a. Mr. Classic, a.k.a. OG Triple OG, who is looking awfully clean in that blue and gold plaid over there, sir. I see you. Looking like a hood lumberjack. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No, it's weekend, man.
Yeah, man.
I play on the weekend. I play on the
like
weekend,
the colors,
so you
man.
never know.
I like the colors. I'm more of a black and blue guy. I'm trying to get into some different colors. You ain't gonna see me in too much because I just think that after you get past a certain size, you shouldn't wear bright colors. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just feel that way.
But
and
Mike, I grew up wearing, how we grew up wearing like dark colors. We either black or blue.
I love
the only
dark
thing we
colors.
wore light was a white tee.
Yeah, that's probably about
so
it. I just think it's a weight limit on colors.
Yeah. It's summertime, so I guess I give them a little color. It's summertime.
Am I the only one that believes that? I just think it is. I don't know.
No,
but
Mike, Mike. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you restrain yourself to that, because I've seen some big guys that look fly in some bright stuff. I know several big guys that when they get fly in that bright stuff, they be fly. So
I think red might be.
Now, see, when you talking about all that red now, man, you don't look like Kool-Aid, man.
But you don't. But a brother wearing purple is okay. He out here looking like Barney, and you good with that? Stop playing.
No, it's just what it really come down to. It just comes down to the way you wear it.
Basically. He in the club talking about some.
Now you're not gonna be now you can't be in straight purple.
Right. I got to make. Listen. Don't get me wrong.
You know what I'm saying? But I would get away with like a little. You know what I'm saying? You got like a little nice little linen type purple button down on.
Yeah.
With some jeans or something.
Yeah.
Or some cargo shorts or something.
I like blue. You know what though? I really like I like earth tones, man. I like browns and tans and those kind of colors. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, we're not here to talk about colors and my personal preference. Actually, we're not here to talk about anything because there's not really much to talk about this week. But
no.
I didn't see you guys Tuesday, and I just want to come and hang out and see what everybody's doing. We check in from time to time to see how everybody's doing. You know what though? I do want to address something. Somebody reached out to me, and in so many words, they basically said that I attacked the church.
What?
Yeah.
Are we doing this again?
Just yeah. So they reached out, and I was told that I come off as someone who has been hurt by the church, and that I tend to attack the church more than I defend it. And a lot of this stemmed from the conversation. What's good, Mel? Hey, man, you ain't at the family reunion this weekend, bro? What's going on?
Cuz, what up?
And if you there, if everybody can hear me, hey, y'all.
Tell them what's up, man.
Tell everybody we said what's up. Hope y'all having a good time. But yeah, man, I was told that I do not defend the church enough, and that I do attack the church, and they find it a little offensive because I consider myself. Oh, you couldn't make it. Okay, that's all good. I consider myself to be a believer. I am a Christian. I love God. I love the Lord. I've been saved for almost 20 years. You know, and so they was like, man, you attack the church a lot, man. And this basically stemmed from the conversation we had last Friday about the Creflo Dollar thing.
But I don't I
And they
don't
was
get
just
I
well,
don't get it.
well, because they were just like, man, you came off really aggressive, and you was talking about that the church did this wrong and the church do that wrong, and I was really disappointed because, it's like you didn't address anything that Creflo did. He's sending messages of confusion and this, that, and the other, and I just listened, and I was like, all right, and I'm gonna be honest, um, I was a little hurt by it, because I the one thing I try not to do, and I understand that I am opinionated. I understand that I
And you have
have
that right.
I understand, right, and I understand that I have a strong opinion, and I have strong opinions about things, and there are certain things that I'm passionate about. I voice them, and sometimes it can come off aggressive to people. I understand that. But I have never, as much as I can think of, and if I have, you all can please tell me. I've never attacked the church. Have I pointed out some things that the church has done wrong? Yes. But in terms of attacking the church, I don't think I've ever attacked the church.
But you said the key words right there, Mike. Have you pointed out anything that have you pointed out some things that's wrong about the church? That was the key point, Mike. You didn't attack nobody, Mike. You have a right to
I
your opinion.
I
One thing
didn't I,
about
I didn't
you, no,
think
no,
I
no, no. Let
did.
me say this about you, Mike. One thing that I can respect about you is that you don't say stuff just to make people like you. You speak your truth, Mike. I keep trying to tell you, we live in a society now where keeping it real is only tell me what I want to hear. Sometimes the truth is not going to be nice. It's not. Excuse me. And a lot of people can't accept that. I don't think you said anything wrong last week. I really
I
don't.
I didn't think I did. I mean, was it some when I went back and I watched the video, was it some things that I was aggressive about? Yeah, because there was some things that I was upset about. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I really didn't want to go back to this Creflo thing, but it's like for the last 2 weeks, that's all people have been coming at me about. And it's just like you all are blowing it out of proportion, number one. I just think that people are just blowing this thing out of proportion because
It's
it bo- it
ridiculous.
bo- it really boiled down to two things. If you gave and if you understand the principle of giving, you are going to continue to give.
Yes.
For the people who didn't give and
They
don't
they're
like
not
to
gonna give
give,
anyway.
they're not going to give anyway, and they're using this as an excuse not to. So let's get that established. That's number one. Number two, a lot of the church people were up in arms, in my humble opinion, about the wrong thing. And what church folks was upset about is that they took that sound clip and they said Creflo is telling people not to tithe.
They ran with it.
And
They took a
and
soundbite
they
and ran
ran
with it.
and they ran with that. And that's not what he said. And every pastor, every preacher that responded to it, they responded by teaching, or saying, yeah, you should tithe, you're supposed to tithe, and this, that, and the other. I don't have a problem with that. My problem comes from the fact that that's the only thing that they talked about. My issue is that no one talked about the fact that for years the church has used fear, they've used guilt, and they've used pressure as ways and methods to make people give. And it's true. They have. And we spoke on it. How many, and look, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many times have you been in a service and they've just like, you gotta have this, you need to have this, and you should give to your pastor because he's this, that, and the other. And it's like, okay, all right. And if you don't have it, don't stay at home. Don't stay at home. But then the first thing they do is like, don't be embarrassed if you don't have it. Well, you've been talking this thing up for months, and then you're gonna stand the people up and have them to tell you how much they're giving in a line. And you don't think that that's embarrassing for people? What if somebody didn't have the whole $900 that you were asking for an assessment? And then you call a line and say, how much did you give? Maybe they only had $100 or $200. How do you think they feel standing up there knowing that they couldn't give what you asked for or what was required for them to give? You know what I'm saying? And then people telling folks to to take out second mortgages so that they can give, to go out and get payday loans so they can give. Why would you tell somebody to go and do something that's detrimental to them to give? And so what he was saying is that you should, the Bible, and I have to research it before I say the Bible says, but he was basically saying that you should never give out of pressure.
You
And
should be a cheerful tither.
you should be a cheerful tithe and a cheerful giver. You should never give out of pressure. You should never give out of guilt or out of fear. And they use that, and they told you that if you didn't tithe, you would be cursed with a curse. These are things that were said, and we were taught that, and we believed it for years. And some of us still believe that. And
That's why I'm
so,
so glad I wasn't raised up in the church. I'm
but
sorry.
but but no, I have yet to hear a pastor respond to that. But they were up in arms about the fact, no, 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 you supposed to tithe. You supposed to tithe. But they never said, you know what? He was right about this. And the church, and no one has officially said, you know what? The church was wrong to do that. And it angers me because I think about how many people were cheated out of a real blessing because they gave out of fear, not because they wanted to, not because they was like, I really want to give, or I want to give freely, but they gave because they were afraid if they didn't give, something bad was going to happen to them. How do you not address that? And so, yeah, I was angry about that. And I probably came off as angry about it, but I've never attacked the church.
Mike, you haven't attacked the soul. You haven't, and I don't want you to feel bad for having an opinion about some things. Let me just say this. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Me and Mike, we are Christian men. But Man Up Real Talk with Mike and Phil is not a Christian podcast. I think that that's a misconception here. We're not this not a churchy podcast. So if there's some things that we see that needs to be pointed out, just like we point out when these celebrities act up, we point out all type of stuff. Now, me or Michael or Wiley have not bashed the church, not one time. We was getting the text messages will be saying why black men don't go to church. But we were saying that years ago. But now, majority of churches now, what they saying? We need to get more men in the church. We need to figure out a way to get more men in the church. Sometimes people, and I'm gonna say it again, the truth is not gonna always be nice. You can't keep going. You can't keep walking around this world just wanting people to tell you beautiful lies. And that's the society we live in. Just tell me what I want to hear. That's keeping it real. And if we find fault in some, and if it's the church, and we feel like we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. Now, I appreciate, now this comes from me. I can't speak for my brother-in-law. I appreciate all the support that we get here. Thank y'all. We love y'all for that. But if you find anything that we say offensive, maybe this is not the podcast for you all. Because the name of this podcast originally was Man Up Real Talk. Emphasis on the real talk. Meaning we're going to be as honest as possible on here. And sometimes it might not sound good to everybody's ear. So if you're someone who's quick to get offended by anything, maybe this is not the podcast for you.
Yeah, I was taken aback because, you know, I'm an avid supporter, and I'm an avid supporter of the church, and you know what, and this isn't a quote unquote Christian podcast,
but we're Christian men.
Right, because when you put Christian in front of something, folks expect you to be, you know, it's always Jesus, and all the time, 24/7 is what you're supposed to be talking about. This isn't that podcast. It's play. If you want something like that, there's plenty of podcasts out there.
Yes, it is.
But the whole reason that I did this thing and that I even started it was, well, originally when I started it, it was because I was really just sick of seeing all these shows with all these women on here, and it was just like it was just all women all the time, all the shows, and I'm like, well, do men not have an opinion about stuff? Like, what are brothers at? Ain't no shows that guys can watch besides sports shows that's talking about something that has some type of relevance to them, to their family, to life. It's like it's nothing. And so that was the idea. That was the concept.
Mm-hmm.
But it evolved to something. It evolved into something different. It evolved to just having conversation that hopefully somebody somewhere can get something out of it and just possibly be better. And I don't think, I don't think that's such a hard concept. You know, the whole goal is like we all should be striving just to be better. I'm not on here to force feed you my opinion. I'm not on here to tell you what you should believe in. I give you my point of view, and then that hopes you get my point of view, or that you listen to it. You know, maybe you have a different point of view, but maybe something I said will be like, huh, I didn't think of it that way. Now you're thinking of things a little bit differently. You're seeing things differently, and maybe it'll get you to, who knows what happened just from that being planted, right? And so that's the idea, is just to have conversation that provokes, that get you to thinking, that get like that have you to have the conversation that maybe you wouldn't have just normally had. And we kind of do it with a barbershop feel to it, because it's no
Jazzy,
judge.
yeah, what's up, y'all?
It's no judgment. We don't do any judgment, and it's just like, everybody that come on here has the right to say whatever it is that they want to say, and we respect everybody's opinion. Even
Exactly.
if you don't agree with ours, that's fine. I don't want you to agree with us every time. I mean, this world would suck if everybody agreed on the same thing. Variety is the spice of life. But I've never understand that whatever I talk about, I'm not even if it's aggressive and if I'm passionate about it, I'm not attacking anything. So I was told that I attack women, and I'm like, how am I attacking women? I
Wow,
love
Mike. Wait a
I
minute.
love I love women. I look.
I would
I
hate
think
to hear what they say about me. Jesus Christ.
I love women. I think, look, if God made something better than women in orange juice, He kept it for Himself. I'm just saying. I love women. Am
Wait a
I
minute.
gonna call?
You attack women. You
Hold
attack.
on. Am I gonna call? Here's the thing. Am I gonna call y'all on y'all BS? Absolutely. Because you all call us on ours. And I don't think
Exactly.
there's anything wrong with it. So if I say, well, ladies, how come so and such and such, I'm not attacking you. I'm just bringing up a point. But some of y'all get so offended, and I'm just like,
I don't
but
get it. I just don't get it, child.
however, I understand that doing this is going to cause those type of reactions. And if I get those type of reactions, then I must be doing something right.
Exactamundo.
So I am going to continue to do what I do, and hopefully you guys will continue to listen. And look, and if it's something that y'all think I did that I was wrong, call me on my BS, man. I don't mind. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we all grow. But I'm not going to deal with it anymore. That's just
I'm tired of it. I am.
that's just my reply to it, and I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna
No, you don't
I'm
stress
not
over
gonna
that,
dwell
Mike.
on it. No,
No,
I'm not
you
gonna
don't.
I'm not gonna
No,
stress over it.
we gonna keep doing what we doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the Lord,
Yes, we
for he heard my cry.
yes.
Yes.
I love the Lord. He heard my cry. That's that Dr. Watts right there, young man. So you think I know that, huh? Back when I was
you
young
went
heathen, little
you
church
went
folks be
way
on,
back. Oh
back when I
my
was a little young
goodness.
heathen, little church folk be on the corner doing
I
that Dr.
know.
Watts. They
You
be on
went
the corner
way
doing
back
that
with
Dr.
that one,
Watts
boy.
there, mine.
He said, I love the Lord. That's hilarious.
But
That's the
we
little church when
love
they break
God.
out. Yeah,
We are two
man.
Christian men. We go to church. We love God. But we have to be eventually we as Christians gonna have to take the tunnel vision off and see the reason
Look,
why no
we
one
have
is
to.
running to the church. I keep saying it. If you're in a
Yeah.
community and no one is a member in your community, no one in that community is a member of your church, you're making no impact in that community.
Yeah.
We got to
look.
stop saying we got to stop thinking that it's just about the four walls.
Yeah.
We got to get to them highways and byways and all that stuff that they said go and compel them to come to my house. I mean, I'm just saying, man. Listen.
I love it. He said all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Listen. Hey,
I love it.
that's the Bible.
That's Bible.
And that's
the
how
highways,
them old Southern folks say. That's Bible right there. That's
the
Bible.
highways and the byways and all that stuff. Y'all know that's the Bible. Stop playing. And
Y'all stop playing with us, man.
And
stop playing. Stop playing with us.
Look, and please know that this is not what the conversation is going to be about. But I just wanted to bring it up because and I know I don't have to justify. And I understand that I don't have to justify myself, right? Like I really don't. But I do. So you guys can have a better understanding of who I am, who we are, and where we come from, right? I mean, we've been doing this for 5 years, and really, to be honest with you, if you don't know where we're coming from by now, you're never gonna get
Yeah,
it.
you'll never get it. You'll never get it.
You're just not
You
gonna get
all,
it. I
you all
mean,
never came here and heard us having a hour long cuss fest. We don't do all that stuff over here. We
nope.
try to click because we are Christian men. We try to make sure this podcast. Now it might be some words might slip up, but we try to make sure this podcast. We try to keep it as
No
clean
slip.
as possible.
We don't slip on here.
You know what I'm saying, Mike?
We
Relax,
don't
Mike.
we
See,
don't we don't
relax.
slip on here.
See. That's why
No.
you get all the messages now. Look
No,
at
but we don't slip up. What are you talking about? We have never slipped up on here.
I slipped
Ever.
up a couple of times.
No, I had a guest on here. She did the fool. I mean, that person did the fool.
But she was keeping it a bean though, what she was saying though.
Yeah, man, but still, I never had that person on again.
You know what, Mike? Don't do that.
I'm just saying, you'll never be on live again. I appreciate you. And thank you for following.
Relax.
You comment all day in the comment section.
Relax.
Never come on the show live ever again.
Relax.
Ever.
All right. What's the topic?
We ain't got no topic. It's Friday and I'm bored.
Come on, let's talk about something.
You know what? Hey, you know what, man? I've been talking about stuff and as some people say, defending Creflo and his ignorance all week.
Y'all, you know what? Y'all made me really not want to hear that man's name no more. So let's go to something else. I'm tired of hearing about him.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with Creflo, man. Look, Creflo been doing what he's been doing for years. Yeah. And you have a lot, and I'm gonna say this, and some of y'all ain't gonna like it. Creflo has been doing what he's been doing for years. And the smaller churches, they look at him and they don't like the fact that he got all the members and he got all the money. And they do everything. And some of these preachers do everything that they can to try to discredit this man. They do. Because here's what I've heard. Look, I've heard people say, well, because he was wrong about tithe, what else has he been wrong about? I can't trust him. It's like, well, what have you been wrong about?
All right.
What have you preached wrong?
That's
the Lord has never corrected you on anything. It's just like when I can respect you more when you say, you know what, man, I was wrong on that one. I don't regret it because I think,
Mama Latham.
Because I think that it brought me to where I am right now.
Yeah.
But I can respect you more by saying that you're wrong and you want to try to correct some things, other than you just trying to pretend like you've never been wrong.
Whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever it is, it won't let me. Mike, please. Oh my God, man!
What is this?
Okay, man, come on, let's get a topic now. Let's
deep inside.
That's my song, though.
And it keeps setting my soul on fire. Oh man, do I need to start playing that? You done messed me up now. So look, right, exactly, Jackie. Come on, I've never heard that, and no, God is never wrong because I see the comment in the comment section, but man is,
yeah.
And all I'm saying is that
we all human.
Even if God, even if God is never wrong, the message that the man preaches can be wrong. Because there are a lot of things that's been that the church has preached that it was Bible, and it was just more doctrine for that particular church, and it wasn't necessarily Bible, but they tried to pass it off as being biblical. That's not saying that God is wrong, but the person was wrong.
No, because God gives us dominance. It's up to us to whether to do right or wrong.
No,
it's
not even about
so you
that.
never can fault God. You never can fault God.
Right.
Because he gives us dominance. So if anything happens, that's That's on that man. That has nothing to do with God.
It has nothing. It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, and you know
Yep.
what? Let's talk about it since we're going there. The man said that God gave him those messages. Okay, how many messages have a preacher and believe that? So how many messages do preachers receive that the Lord don't give them? That's what I want to know. Because from what I understand, every message that a person that the pastor preaches or that a minister preaches, isn't that God given?
Wait a minute. What y'all still talking about?
Because
Clef flow?
hold on, because if God don't give them every message, then that means that a lot of the messages that they were preaching was them.
I don't want to talk
Now
about
correct
this,
me,
man.
correct me if I'm wrong. So by your rationale, every message that a preacher preaches is given by God. So when a preacher is over the pulpit and he in his feelings because of something that somebody said and he put people's business over the pulpit, is that God? That's a God-given message? I don't think so. I just don't believe so. And I challenge anyone to tell me. I challenge you to tell me that that was of God. And all of us has been in this situation where we done been in a church where a preacher done preached something over the pulpit and they done said something and put somebody's business out there because they in their feelings for whatever reason. That ain't God. Yes, there are God-given messages via the Bible and God-given messages of him speaking directly. Everybody interprets the Bible a certain way. Everybody. I don't know if everything that every preacher preaches now, it's like, I don't know if everything that they're preaching is 100% correct because it's all open to interpretation. And we're going off of translations that happened, what, thousands of years ago that it was translated? I'm not defending him, but what I'm not going to do is condemn him because all of us, and even some of these preachers have sat up there and have preached something that may not have been correct. And you mean to tell me that if you go back and say, you know what, I was wrong, then now I should question you and question your integrity? That's crazy to me. You got it wrong. Get it right this time. I'm not going to condemn the man for something that he said that if he believed that he was wrong, if he believed that he was wrong and he said, you know what, everything I said was wrong, or I was wrong about this particular thing. What I'm going to say, oh, well, man, well, if he's wrong about that, then he must have been wrong about everything that he preached. No, not necessarily. He's just wrong about that. He was just wrong about that. And if he's trying to, and if in his way, he's trying to correct it, because I'm not saying that what he's saying is entirely correct. But if he's saying, you know what, I was wrong and I want to try to teach it the right way, who are we? And I'm careful because the same measurement of judgment that we tend to use with other people, we don't realize that same eye of judgment is used on us. And we can't put ourselves in, and you cannot take the risk of putting yourself on such a high pedestal that you don't think that you can't be wrong. That's everybody. That's all I'm saying. You're human. You're fallible. You may have honestly believed that it was given to you as inspiration by God and not God directly, based off of what you read in the interpretation that you got it. But then maybe you got a different revelation. Maybe God gave you something different. Because I've heard too many people say this is what God said. You know how many prophets came to the church and said, God said this? Come here. God said that. God said that you were going through and he told me to tell you that it's not going to last forever. Well, thank you. I appreciate that moment of inspiration that you just gave me. I mean, and again, I'm not defending him, but I think that I just think you know, I just think that the conversation that's had has been a distraction from some of the real issues. And it's just my opinion. Now, this don't mean it's right. Just how my brain works. I could be completely wrong. Or I could be right. Or I could be partially right. Who knows? All I'm saying is that all of us live in glass houses. We all live in glass houses. And we have to be careful how quickly we throw stones. That's all I'm saying. And instead of us attacking instantly, because that's what we in the church do, we attack instantly. Anytime somebody says something that's outside of the realm of what we've been taught and trained for X amount of years, we attack. And are we supposed to defend the Bible? Absolutely. Should we defend the word? Yes. Should we call people out when they say the wrong thing? Yes, we should. But do we have to attack when we do it? That'd be my question. What's the point in attacking? What's the point in tearing down to build yourself up? How is that? Is that glorifying God? Is that what God taught us to do? Hey, when your brother is wrong, tear him down, make yourself look good. And then that way you can solve the problem. Where is that in the Bible? Where is that? Maybe it's in the second book of Acts. I haven't read that one yet. But we got to get out of the habit of, and this is and this is us as believers. It's just like when Jesus brought the prostitute in front of everybody, or when they brought the prostitute in front of Jesus and was like, "Oh, she's prostitute, this, that, and other." He said, "All right, well, cool. Let you who was without sin cast the first stone."
Let he pass cast first stone at her.
If listen, you who are without sin, cast the first stone. Go ahead and throw it. And you know what happened? Everybody that tried to condemn that woman for what she was and what she did, they walked away. Because they realized that even if the sin that they committed wasn't as bad as hers, they still sinned.
Sin is a sin.
I'm not saying that you don't question people when they say this is from God, and then they turn around and say, you know what, I was wrong. Yeah, you'd be like, all right, it was a little shaky there, sir. But do you tear that person down? And then in the process of you doing that, do you try to glorify yourself? Where was that at? How was that Christian life? That's all I'm asking. All of us are flawed. All of us are subject to error. All of us.
Yes, sir.
And to stand with condemnation against somebody for something that they said. I mean, and literally just be like, he's this and he's that, and I don't trust this and I don't trust that. It's like, where is this energy coming from? Because here's the thing. You know how you can correct if you think that Creflo really, really did something, or if he said something that wasn't right. You know how you can correct it without killing the man? Just teach. That's what you do. And I appreciate my pastor because you know what he did Tuesday? He broke down. He broke down how tithing was in fact in the New Testament, how tithing was before the law, how it was with the law, and how it still remains
Did that Tuesday.
how it still remains after the law. And I appreciate that. And that's how you counter what Creflo was doing. That's how you handle the situation. You don't have to go on, you don't have to kill the man online. You don't have to sit up there and try to puff yourself up to be this great thing. And it was so many pastors that did that, and that disappointed me. But they do it all the time. We as church folks do it all the time. When somebody in the church mess it up, well, you know what? I've done this and I've never do that. Now, okay, you may not have done that thing, but let the cover be pulled back.
No man is perfect. No man is perfect. No man is perfect.
I promise you.
No man.
It's some stuff that somebody got on you somewhere. Instead of tearing somebody down, all the pastors had to do was do what they were called to do, which was correct by teaching. Now, I don't necessarily agree with what Creflo is saying, but this is what the Lord gave me to give to you all. Just teach. That's all you got to do. You do not have, because see, it's a bad look when you have men of the gospel, women of the gospel going against another brother of the gospel and going at him in such a way where you're trying to discredit him.
It don't look good to non-believers.
You're trying to discredit his ministry. You're trying to discredit the work that he's done to make yourself look better, to make what you teach seem to be better. You don't have to do that. Just teach. That's all you have to do. That's all. You do not have to, because it starts to become a preach bowl. You know, it's like you got this preacher, now this is what the Lord says about tithing, and then this preacher want to one up that preacher. This is what God says, and you got this preacher trying to one up this preacher, and then all these guys, he's this and he's wrong and he's that, and never trust a mega ministry, all this crazy stuff. It blew my mind, some of the stuff that I was seeing online. It blew my mind. You know, and again, I'm not saying that everything Creflo does, and it's not just Creflo. I'm not saying that everything that he does is right. And I'm not saying that his ministry, and I can't tell you that his ministry is I can't tell you nothing about his ministry because I don't go there. I can tell you about Faith, Hope, and Charity if you want to know. Because that's where I go. That's the ministry that I support. That's the ministry that I believe in. I can't tell you nothing about Creflo Dollar Ministry. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care because they don't affect me. Whatever opinion I have of him is just the opinion that I have of him. But what I'm not going to do is to try to make him seem like something that, what I'm not going to do is tear him down and try to build myself up in the process. And that's what a lot of preachers did. And it was just really, really disappointing to see that. You know, it was. I just challenge anybody. You know, if you get to the point where you have to tear somebody down to make yourself look better, just stop. Because you're making yourself look worse. You really are. And you don't have to. The Lord gave you the Lord gave you what he gave you. Make the best of it. Teach, lead by example. That's all you have to do. And I'm not attacking the church, Lord Jesus.
You got all of it out of you.
I'm
Is it
not.
all
I'm
out?
not. I'm not.
Is it
I'm not.
no?
I'm,
Is it all out?
I'm not attacking it. No, it's not. Because
I
there's
need you to
other
get it.
things.
I need you to get it all out of you. I need
I
you.
can't.
I need
It's
all
it.
y'all get it. I need you all to put this mess to bed. This mess don't have nothing to do with saving souls. I said it last Friday. I thought y'all would be done with this cleft flow mess. And here come another Friday, and I still hearing this man's name.
Stop beating up. I don't beat up the local
I
church.
want y'all to put
What?
this cleft flow dollar
Who-
mess to rest. I'm tired of
Wait.
hearing about this man.
Where has this notion come from that I beat up on the local church? I love the local church,
No,
but
Mike don't beat up on the local church. He don't. No,
But-
no, he don't.
but
But I want y'all to put this cleft flow dollar mess to rest.
I
Please
don't-
put it to rest.
I don't beat up on the local church, but the local church has some work to do. The local church is not the pillar of the community that it used to be.
It's not though. It's not.
It's just not. And
It's not.
that's not me beating up on the church. That's being,
true though. I mean,
that's
I know a
true.
lot of people don't want to hear that, but let's be honest, folks. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the truth.
It's
The
not.
reason
I know.
why, like he said, 60%. He says, we know, we love you, Pastor.
Yeah, we know.
60%, like the man. Somebody said 60% of Black Americans on Sunday mornings are still in the bed. Because I said it one time. Matter of fact, Pastor had a
Didn't he have a stat or
no,
yeah, something like
Pastor had a poll with some pastors on
he
his show
sure
one
did.
time
He sure
a couple
did.
years ago, and I
Yeah.
put that up, and there's a couple pastors that got offended at my comment, and I wasn't trying to disrespect nobody, but when you're someone that lived the world, that came to church, see, and like I told Sean last week, it seems to me that sometimes folks that grow up in the church, they grow up with this tunnel vision where they see everything one way.
I don't think it's that. I think, and
Mike,
not to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I understand what you're saying. I don't mean that in no type of disrespect.
I know. I think what it is, what it really is that most believers don't like to admit if the church has failed, because what that does is it almost makes you feel like what the world was saying was right.
You know what I'm saying? About Pastor understands where the church went wrong and he's trying to correct it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate that. But when I said because at one point the church stopped being about the community and just started just being about the church. The people in the community lost faith in the church. The church was the forefront of our civil rights. Afternappy, Martin Luther King, all them folks was reverends and pastors. They was pastors leading the movement. For the civil rights movement was led by ministers. It was led by the church. And somewhere down the line, that fell to the wayside. But I want y'all to leave this cleft flow dollar mess alone. I'm tired of hearing about it.
But it's not.
Let's get back to trying to save some souls. It's people out here dying. It's people out here struggling. Let's get back to helping folks. Let's get back to bringing people to Christ. Let's get on that. That cleft flow dollar mess ain't gonna save nobody.
Here's the thing, though, Phil. You need those Creflo Dollar situations. And here's why. Because it's just like you said. The pastor's trying to correct some things that the church has done wrong. Now, you just said that, right? Okay. So now, take that same rationale, right? And if we were to say that, well, if Creflo was wrong about that, what else has he been wrong about? So let's flip that coin. If the church was wrong about this, and this, what else has the church been wrong about? You understand what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
We if the church is going to get better, if the church is going to do better, if the church wants to be restored to the pillar that it once was, we as a church, and that's locally, we have to be able to have those conversations and say, you know what, this particular thing, we did not do that right. And and those were things that for years we said was of God. But now we've come into a better understanding, because maybe our understanding wasn't that great at that time. But we've come into a better understanding, and we realize that this was wrong. So now we need to try to correct that. I give you an example. Prayer. Right? For years, what did the church preach us? What did the church teach us about prayer? You pray and you wait.
Yeah.
Ain't that what they used to say?
But faith without works is dead, young man.
You pray. But people, what I'm saying, for years they told you to pray and to wait.
Yeah.
There was never an indication that said while you're waiting, you need to be still doing. You see what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
That conversation, so having that conversation saying, you know what? Yeah, we kind of taught prayer. We kind of taught we that was wrong, and how we taught that was wrong. If you're so prideful and you don't want to admit that something is wrong, how can you correct it? How can people get better if you don't want to? How can you get better if you don't want to admit that you were wrong in some areas?
I feel you.
And you want to try to correct it. As I said, I don't have a problem with you saying I was wrong. I have a problem with you saying that it was wrong and then you don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's where my issue comes into play.
I feel you.
You know that, and that'd be my only thing. I love those conversations because they need to go back. They need to go back to the local church and need to say, hey, this is what I got from this message. As a pastor, how do you address your church about giving under pressure, giving out of fear, giving out of guilt? How do you address that? And if you don't, then what are you? You're not teaching. You still got people giving because they believe that if they don't give, something bad is going to happen to them. That's not sound teaching. It's just not. And no matter the opinion that you have about Creflo, you have to admit that's not sound teaching. It doesn't make sense. We don't serve a petty God. Now, maybe because I know now back in the Old Testament, before Jesus came in, before grace was introduced, yeah, it was instant judgment. If people didn't give like they were supposed to, hey, did you give? Yeah, we did. No, you didn't.
Oh no, man. Hey,
it was over.
Hey, he told that woman don't turn around, and she did it. And
this is what I'm saying. Lot's wife, don't turn around. Well, I just want to take a quick. She was real salty after then. Them kids that was teasing. Who were the kids teasing? And he sent the bears to eat them kids. God wasn't playing back then.
God was something else back then, yo.
It was like bears attack, and it was like
Thank him for his mercy. Thank him for his mercy, man.
But I thank him for his grace and for his mercy. And I thank him for not being a petty God. And that's the type of stuff. But we have taught for years that he's so petty that if you don't tithe and if you don't give, something bad is going to happen to you and your family. You're going to be cursed. Yeah. And not only are you going to be cursed, but you're going to be cursed with the curse. Well,
but you know what, Mike?
I better give this then. So so when you do that, hold on. So when you're doing that, you're not giving freely.
No,
you're not giving because you understand the principle of giving. You're giving because you're scared. That's the type of stuff that needs to be addressed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mike. But you know what? But some responsibility still going to have to fall on us to get to know the word for our own self.
Yeah,
that's where it comes down to. You got to get into your Bible for yourself, so you got to understand it for your own self. I had a deacon when I first joined Faith Over Chair. It was this deacon at taught Sunday school named Deacon Goodman. The main thing he said: get you a personal relationship with God for yourself,
you got to get
so
a
you can
personal
understand the
relationship with the Lord.
word for yourself.
Yep.
So your mind is always going to be cloggy on things if you don't try to get you your own relationship. And the only way you can start doing that is get into your Bible and understand God's words for yourself.
Yeah.
So it is. I mean, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Look at Jackie. My husband's so smart.
No, man, I'm tired of Mr. Cleflo Dollar, man.
It's not. Listen, it's nothing. I I don't have a problem again. And what Creflo does in his ministry don't affect me.
Nope. I'm
It
not a
it
member of
it
his church.
it doesn't. I'm not defending him, and I'm not defending him, and I'm also not condemning him. And to be honest with you, I look, if you went back and you listened to him, there was some good things that he said in that message. It just was. I mean, I can't deny that.
I
You
can't knock
know,
no more to fiddle because I ain't even hit a sound bite.
right? I mean, you ain't even hit a sound bite.
After reading everything what people were saying, I was like, man, I'm not gonna get wrapped up in this, man.
No, it's nothing to really get wrapped up into, man. And so, but yeah, and from that, and as the pastor was just joking with us about, I beat up on the local church and stuff like that. But
No, you'll be on the local church.
I really don't. I mean,
No.
I really love the local church,
Love it to death.
and but I do get frustrated with it because I see the potential.
To thine own self be true. That's right, John.
Yeah. I see the potential, and when I see us not living up to it, yeah, it gets a little frustrating sometimes, And I just think that I think that now though, we are starting to get back on the right track. My only fear is that we're kind of getting back into that old wheelhouse that we were in before the pandemic. And I remember everybody saying that when church got back, when we were able to go back to church, we can't have church as usual. We can't have church as usual. Well, we're having church as usual.
Yeah.
It's nothing really different. And I believe that the pandemic was a great reset for a lot
It really
of things.
was. Pandemic recess for the church and for folks who went to church.
Yeah, I really believe that. And I just don't want us to get settled back into what we used to do. We have to start outside of what we normally do. And we can do it. We definitely have we have I we can absolutely do it, man. We just gotta throw away those old ways of thinking and how we used to do things. And we have to get rid of all the politicking in church, man. It's just like, dude, we're all here for a purpose. I don't care about a title. I don't care about, I don't care about the spotlight. I don't care about you giving me a position. I believe in the ministry and I want to support it and I want to see it grow. How can I help? That's where I am.
Yeah.
I'm too old to be trying to jockey for a position, dude. It's just like, let the young people do that stuff. If that's what you into, it's just not my thing, man. I'm of the mindset whereas I'll create my own lane. You know what I mean? The Lord gave me something, and I just have to make sure that I find myself doing what He gave me to do, and that's either in or outside of the church. I mean, it is what it is. I thank God for putting me back into Sunday school though, because that's something I should have been doing, and I was rebelling against it, to be honest with you. But I'm glad that I've started back doing it, and I see the Sunday school just, dude, and not how and not traditionally know Sunday school either. You know, that's why I nickname it the Sunday school experience, because Sunday school can be an experience. It don't have to be like it used to be, where you sitting there with a book and you telling somebody to stand up and read. Well, what did you think the scripture says? I don't know. All right, sit down. What you think it said? I don't know. All right, sit down. It's like, come on, man. Ain't nobody getting nothing out of that. We got to think outside of that. What can we do to make Sunday school better? What can we do to make it better? You know,
My main focus right now is trying to figure out a way to pull more men into the church.
Yeah,
that's my main focus.
It'll come, but here's the thing, and this is what anybody, and people be like, well, the church shouldn't have to offer things. Well, you know, God should be enough. Well, no, God is enough, but it ain't gonna be if they don't know God. How is it going to be enough for them?
Mike, I talk to brothers almost every day, grown men and young men.
You know, and people
and people just don't understand that it's all the same.
Yeah,
the faith is not there. It's not there.
Listen.
Don't get me wrong. Folks believe in, just because a person's not going to church, don't believe they don't believe in God.
Right.
When I wasn't going to church, I believed in God and all that.
You ain't do nothing he said, but you believed
exactly.
in him.
Exactly. But the faith in it,
right,
it's not there for these people.
Yeah.
And it ain't got nothing to do no church or none of that mess.
Here is the key to how, and see, I don't want people to get resource confused with money.
No.
Right?
No.
But when you talk about the church as a resource, the church is supposed to be a place for the whole man. And I'm talking spiritually, right? And you're talking about, yes, you got to be there for spirit, for spirituality, but you also have to think outside of spirituality. What do people need? What do the people need? Yes, they need God. Yes, they need Jesus. But how do you fulfill a need? Do you know most $1 million ideas came out of just fulfilling a need? If the church wants to be restored to its former glory, it needs to figure out how to fulfill the needs of the people. That's it.
It's simple.
It's simple. How do I fill the needs of the
cooling
people?
center. When it's hot outside, you can use your church as a cooling center, so people can come sit down. You turn your air on, and if people that's homeless, they come sit in your church when it's on 100-degree days, and they out there. Turn your air on. Let some people come in there. Heating center when it's cold outside. You can let people come sit in your church for a couple hours, get some heat. You can pass out food without charging. It's simple. See what John says, a resource center. It's supposed to be a resource center for the community. That's why I keep on saying that somewhere down the road, the church forgot about the community. It forgot about it. And that's why a lot of people, you got all these churches in these communities and don't have not one member that lives in that area that goes to it. Because a lot of people feel that, and I try to tell my guy, it's not like that. That's just really your church. No, that's just your church. Because when people don't, Sean said something. He said something real. He said, because people don't understand. When somebody say church, people that don't go to church, they clog all that in together.
Yep. All of it.
So just because that's going on at that church, people think that what's going on at that church going to my church. I try to tell them we're different. Like my guy Kevin, him and his mom's wants to get past. I ain't know y'all. Yeah, this is the book we teach. I said, yeah, because people think that all churches do the same thing.
Yep. Yeah, man. If we could, if you want to see the church grow, the church will grow once it becomes a resource for the people, because God is going to keep, once the people get, because here's the thing. It's just like everybody's like, how do we get the men in the church? Well, you have to have something from them you have to compel the men to come.
Speak to them men when they walking past your church.
You got to compel them in. Listen,
instead of looking at them like they crazy. Speak to
let me
them
tell you
men. Say,
something.
how you doing, brothers?
The
Yeah,
way
they got a beer in their hand, but speak to them.
the current church is structured, it caters to women, the elderly, and babies, or because we don't really have the youth, because we need to get them back. Somewhere along the lines, we lost them, and we're missing a lot of men in the church, and that's because the church caters to women, it caters to the elderly, and it caters to babies. It just does. If you're a man, and if you don't preach, if you don't sing, and if you're not a musician, and if you don't have a particular skill, there is nothing for you at church. Nothing. And you have to give a man because men by nature, we're tangible. We need to see results. We need to understand, why am I doing this? I need to get something for what I'm doing. And until a man gets a relationship with the Lord, you have to have something for him to hold on to. You have to have something for him that keeps his interest. You have to have something that says, hey, I like coming here because of X, Y, and Z. I like the brotherhood. I like the camaraderie. I like whatever it is. It has to be something. And then that's where a lot of training comes into place. That's where the resources come into place. What resources do you have? What resources do you have? Because if you just want me to come here for a couple of hours and sit and listen to people sing and you talk, I can do that at home. I don't necessarily have to come to the building. Give me something to do. I need something for my hands to do. That's what men need. That's what they want. That's what they look for. If I come here, what do you have? What do you have something for not only me, but what do you have for my family? If we don't have anything to offer men, what makes you think they're going to come? You got to start thinking on that level. And that's outside of normal church thinking. You know, but anyway, this conversation went that way, and that's a subject for a whole nother podcast.
You good. I want to make sure you get it all out of your system. That's all.
I mean, here's the thing,
I want
man.
to make sure you get it all out your system, so we come next week. We ain't got to talk about this.
No, well, I mean, I don't have. I'm going to always talk about it because I love the church, and I want the church to be better. So I'll never get it out of my system until we get to a point where I can say, man, you know what? Look at how far we came. Look at where we are now. Look at how we've grown. Because there's this work to be done. It's things to do.
But you know what, Mike? I just come to like me and Jackie, we just understand this, man. I don't have time to wait for nobody to do it. If I can find a way to do it, then hey, just do it. I'm not going to sit and wait for nobody.
Here's what I realized. First of all, you don't need the church to do ministry.
Exactly.
Right? And that's not a knock on the church, but it's just what it is.
But that's what you're really supposed to do. I mean, if you're a Christian,
people don't understand. People need to first understand what ministry is, right? Ministry isn't just standing in the pulpit and talking to people.
Exactly.
Ministry is service.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. How are you? Ministry is being a service to the people, and ministry can come from any facet of anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the church. Let me tell you something. Now, and we haven't done it in a while, but I used to do game nights with the boys, with their friends. I used to have them to come over because you know what? Mentorship is a form of ministry.
Yes, it is.
And I would do game nights for the boys, and they were like, "Dad, can we do a game night?" "Yeah, we can do one." And I would sit up there and I'd buy snacks and food and stuff, and they would have all their friends over. We got 3, 4, 5 systems set up on TVs everywhere, and they playing and everything. And here's what happens. In the midst of all that snacking, in the midst of all them playing the games, conversation happens. Questions come up. And when those questions and everything started to come up, that's when I started inputting in them, talking about God, talking about whatever the conversation was, giving them guidance, giving them a little bit of advice. I use the video games as a method to start the dialogue. Exactly. But see, most people look at video games. That's what's wrong with them now. They own the game all day. But see, what a lot of people don't realize is that they're on the game socializing, because they have online communities, and these guys can do parties online where it's like 10 in a party and they all talking. Do you know how many times I've sat in a party with my sons and their friends, and they laughing and joking and stuff like that, and all of a sudden, hey, Mr. Wiley, can I ask you a question? Yeah. And then conversation starts. That's ministry. It didn't happen in the church. It happened on Xbox Live. So all I'm saying is that we have get out of what the normal get out of what you think get out of your head what you think ministry is. If you want to start, we got to start thinking and doing differently. That's all I'm saying. And if we did that, you'll start to see change happen. And
that's why I've been looking at it for a while, though, Mike. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, man.
If I could talk to somebody, and this is just me, I search out to talk to the ones that folks don't want to talk to. So if it's a wino or something, I can talk to him.
Next week, let's talk about how when the Hebrew Israelites that came to our church went to the church in Louisiana, a guy at the church came out and flashed his gun.
I told you that, Pastor, didn't I? Didn't I tell you that, Pastor? Now the next time, somebody gonna shoot at him. Man. I keep trying. You can't keep intimidating people.
Listen,
I told Pastor that. I said what's happening is somebody gonna flash that blinky to him, and what's gonna happen next time? Somebody gonna pull that trigger.
He says somebody gotta flash the blinky.
Yeah, man. But Mike, like I said, man, I search out to talk and deal with the folks that don't nobody want to deal with. That's me. That's how I've always been. I want to go to the corner and talk to them dudes, talk to them guys that got the burners on them out there selling drugs. Them the guys I want to walk to and talk to. I understand people say everybody can't be saved, but dang it, I'm going to try. That's me. And the reason why I feel that way is because at one time, that was me.
Right.
So I'm going to search out the young boys that don't nobody want to talk to.
But see,
that's in this neighborhood all day long.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Where I think a lot of churches don't realize like the resources that they have, because they're too constrained to traditional thinking. No, you have the people, but I don't think a lot of churches know how to use the people. How to use the people
we
that
they
have.
Let this image go.
Well, it's
we have to let this image go, and you have people in your ministry, Mike, that can pull people into your ministry, and because they don't fit that image, you don't use them.
I don't think it's that all the time. I really do just think
I'm not saying all the time, Mike.
I mean, it happens, but I really just believe that some churches just don't know how to use some of the gifts that some of their people have. They don't know how to use. They don't know how to use the resources that they have.
I'm getting me some man of faith over charity.
That's all I'm saying. You know,
that's my main focus. I'm bringing some men to faith over charity before it's said and done with.
And the thing is, you have to use. You have to use what the Lord gave you. And if that's what the Lord gave you, Phil, then that's your mission. That's your job.
That what Pastor just talked about, yeah, we can laugh about it. We can laugh about it now, but that right there, really made me focus on figuring out a way to bring men into
Oh, so
our
the
ministry.
event. So the next time a gang of men comes to the church, somebody can jump off y'all and feel comfortable.
No. See, you ignorant. You ignorant. We having a good
Look,
conversation. You
we
ignorant.
need some more men at the church. So when
No, what
something
I'm
jump
saying
off,
is, what I'm saying is, man, young men are impression. So they're gonna follow whatever that impresses them. What that man out there doing, I'm not knocking it, but you taking young boys across this country, and eventually one of them gonna get shot. I'm sorry. That's the end game of what you doing. You can't keep on with this intimidation thing, and people not thinking that you're gonna go to the right one, and they're gonna unload. And now you got a lot of young men gonna be catching hot ones that really don't supposed to.
and you gonna have a pastor going to prison
Exactly.
because he didn't kill somebody. It's like, really, that's what was, but that's that type of stuff. It's just.
So I want to pull some young men. I ain't gonna say young men. Period.
No.
Show some men that there's. Yeah, I want young men too, but it's young men. It's a man. No, it's a man our age that need Christ also.
I'm not young men that can do some years and they can get out and still be good.
Nigga, I'm not trying to pull no young men to do nothing, man. I'm trying to pull them to Christ to better their life.
I'm just messing with you.
I know
man.
You ignorant like that. You are so.
If you do a bid, it's okay. When you get out, you gonna be 45, nigga. You still got half your life left.
45 with papers up behind.
45 with papers.
Your name.
That's terrible.
You might do about 2 to 3.5 years of parole. So now you got to deal with dropping.
You can't vote.
No, you can't vote. You got to deal with dropping. You got to do a drop probably every other week. No, man, that's why I say that's not a good life. No. So yeah, my main purpose is trying to pull them into Christ.
And the thing is, and we have to show them. We have to show them better.
Yeah,
and that's really the thing. Look, you got to understand, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. You got to understand, they're watching YouTube and all this stuff, and they see these guys out here with the chains and the watches. This is what they see. This is what they see. They see the chains and they see the watches and that's what they see, and that's what they aspire. That's what they aspire to have. We have to be able to show them different and better. Because if we can't match what they want, they ain't gonna want it.
Mike, I tell them young boys every day, man. I say, I don't know if you all ever watch Atlanta, but T.I. said one thing that was significant. You ain't gotta be a doughboy to have doughboy money.
Nope.
So I try to, and that's why I try to show them some go with John. I switch them out with John every day. Go with him to get on hand training what he doing. See if that's what you like. Pastor's supposed to be coming in Monday to show them how to break down computers and put them back together, whatever. When you fad time, you're gonna come show them. So my main purpose is showing these young boys that there's a better way and you can live just as good as the drug dealers without doing anything illegal.
They gotta look over your back 24/7.
Exactamundo.
That's what's up. Well, look, man, on that note, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it.
Yeah, we out here, man.
Yeah, it's going on 8:30. I gotta.
Man, we was on. But that's why I like these Fridays, man. We can let it ride on Fridays, man.
That's true. I don't know, man. I'm thinking.
I like Fridays, man.
I'm thinking about switching to Fridays, man. Yeah. I kind of like Fridays because Fridays are a little more relaxed, and I'm not trying to rush off because we have Bible class or whatever on Tuesdays, and
so you might have that Tuesday to yourself, Pastor.
Yeah, I might try to do Fridays.
Okay. It's real unprofessional with Trick Daddy in the background.
Sorry. I am. That's terrible. But look, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Listen, man, I know I say it all the time, but I appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
And I love y'all. I appreciate the time that you take to hang out with us, whether it's live or when you go back and watch the video. I appreciate it because you all are the reason that this is possible. And I
Yes,
thank you all.
sir.
And please know that as long as you guys watching, man, we're gonna continue to do this. We're gonna ride this thing until the wheels fall off, man.
Yes, sir.
And because we just trying to change minds, man. We're trying to change minds, change opinions, and just have provoking thought. We're just trying to have thought provoking conversation. That's all. Oh, Jesus.
Hold my peace.
Oh, I thought you were about to say hold to
I say it
his
makes
hand.
me love all my enemies. Yes, it does. And it makes me laugh. Let's stop, y'all. Come on, that's my song, man.
Hey,
I
look,
like
ain't that
song.
terrible, John? I'm sitting up here talking about
John,
Jesus.
You
and
see
my
this heathen,
ringtone.
John? You see his heathen? Baby, I'm just a thug all day and night. I know that I'm a
What
thug.
is going
Come on, man.
on? I love it. Could it be my bag of jeans or my gold tooth
Hey,
that make
man,
me
little
different than y'all?
shorties, man. Little shorties don't even get down Griselda, man. Little shorty told me that that's old folks rap.
It is, Bill.
I said, man, why is he young folks? Because we was talking like, and we, you know, because I build with
you
him.
know why? Because they're not saying A every three. They're not going
Yeah.
A. They ain't saying that every 10 seconds.
You know, I build with him in the morning, so we be conversating. I'm like, man, y'all, they play little Rod Waves and Rich Boys and all that.
I'm so sick of Rod Waves.
So I'm like, man, so do y'all listen to Griselda? Who? None of them knew who Griselda was, but one, and he said, "No, Mr. Hines, they sound like old rappers."
Oh, Jesus. I know I'm ending
It's like,
it now.
wow,
I'm
Griselda.
So
I said, but now I see why I love them so much, because maybe me and Chop was loving them because they sounded old.
They do. They
Stop,
sound,
Mike.
No, but I love it because they sound like Wu-Tang and they sound like them cats that we came up on.
Man, Griselda is that. Oh my God.
No, but you know who
Machine.
You know who I'm loving right now? Coast Contra, man.
Yeah, man. Ooh. They nice. That video, the video.
Yeah, man. Them young boys got it. Anyway, that's not what we were supposed to be talking about. Listen, we try to get up out of here. See how quick the conversation changed? It just changed. I love it.
That's
I love
what
it.
We do.
But
That's
listen, I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I thank you all for every time you come and hang out with us. I thank you for all the feedback, all the conversations. And listen, man, let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. And man, let's change. We can change the world, people. I promise you we can. We can do
Wakanda forever.
We can do it. But we got to start with ourselves first.
Yes.
Got to start with ourselves first. So listen, that's it for us. And yeah, man, I think we might be making a move to Fridays. I'll see what
Fridays
we can do about
Fridays,
that.
Where's that, man?
Maybe start putting it out there, man.
Yeah, Fridays, where's that, run lock?
I do like Fridays. But look, man, I'm about to go get some grub, man. I think I'm finna get me some pizza or something, man. Some Italian fiestas calling my name. Yeah, that older Ace.
Man, you got Ace. And I just thought about you right there. You got Italian fiesta.
I got
and you got Ace.
I got both of them. Look at that. Look at the shoulder movement. I got both of them.
I can't stand you.
Look, that's it for us, man. We are out of here. And on behalf of Philip Hines and myself, this is the Man Up Real Talk podcast. And until we talk again, my friends, y'all get 2 fingers to the side. Make sure you holler at your boys because we're officially out.
Peace.